Pennsylvania, some 238,000 people filed for unemployment at the end of last week, up from 277,000 the week before. That slight drop is part of today's virtual Around the Table segment with Stacy Smith.
Where do we stand on this, and as far as how the Wolf administration, in your opinion, is handling this? He said that, you know, what is happening is he admits people are not being able to get their unemployment checks as quickly as they should be able to. And he says that's not good. But what can he do?
The system is crushed. The system's overwhelmed with the unprecedented number of applicants. And it's also exposed another flaw in the system. We have many Pennsylvanians who work 2 and 3 part-time jobs in order to cobble together a living in order to care for their families. And they're excluded from unemployment compensation just generally. So these are the kinds of things we have to address. We have a program that's designed for a different society, a different time in our history, and we have to bring it up to speed.
It's clear that the technology was never designed through all the administrations, including mine, to take on this kind of a burden in this short a period of time. So when we're through this, one of the things that the governor has to do is go through and create an after-action report, as I call it. It's our military background. And this is one of the things that they've got to put on their list of, we've got to build a system that can be built to absorb this kind of overwhelming demand, because it could happen again.
Right. I wouldn't read anything encouraging into any apparent decrease in applications. I would attribute it more to the inadequacies of the system that needs to be revamped when we get through this.
All right. Well, the other thing he also said is that the state is either going to have to borrow money or raise taxes because of all the unemployment insurance claims that are being filed.
Well, I can speak to that. We borrowed money in the past on unemployment. My predecessor borrowed money in the past during the recession of 8 and 9. We refinanced the debt when I was governor so that we reduced the interest rate that we were paying. I think it was just finally all paid off this year or last year. And we're going to have to go out there, and I would suggest that the legislature would probably say, go borrow the money rather than raise the taxes.
How can you tax people that are unemployed? How can you tax people in a time of crisis like this? It's the only alternative would be to borrow. I agree.
Unemployment, just one of the topics discussed. The state. Watch the entire night at 8 on CBSN.